Alright guys, so today I figured we would compare two completely different priced true wireless earbuds. But the funny thing is, there's a lot they have in common. And the two pair that we're going to check out is the Nothing Ear 2, which comes in at $149. And then the other pair is the EarFun Air Pro 3. Now this pair normally retails for about $80, but right now it's on sale and they actually sent a coupon code that brings it down to $59. So from a price comparison standpoint, you can get two pairs of the EarFun Air Pro 3 for less than one pair of the Nothing Ear 2. So we're going to talk about a lot of the features. We're going to talk about what all comes inside the box and see why the EarFun Air Pro 3 is a hell of a bargain at under half the price of the Nothing Ear 2. Now to start with, the Nothing Ear 2 does use a Bluetooth 5.3. It does have an LHDC 5.0 playback. Now this is again very similar to LDAC, but it has a lower latency, so this is much better for gaming and movies and things like that than regular LDAC. And it also has a multi-point connection so that you can connect to more than one device at a time. And they also decided to use their own custom 11.6 millimeter drivers. Where the EarFun Air Pro 3 also has Bluetooth 5.3, it is using aptX adaptive playback, which is some of my favorite Bluetooth codec, because that one kind of just adapts depending on the connection that you have, depending on what you're listening to, the source that it's coming from. So that one kind of just thinks for itself. But the EarFun also has multi-point connection, and it's also using 11 millimeter wool composite dynamic drivers. So already from the beginning, you can see that they have a lot in common. Now, as far as using these with an app, both EarFun and Nothing have an app for both of these devices. This allows you to keep the earbuds updated. It also has different EQ options that you can go and switch between. It also has the noise canceling and the transparency mode. You can switch them between in both of these. And there is that low latency and gaming mode that both of these have. So again, both apps for both companies have very similar features. Now, if we're going to talk about the noise canceling itself, I am going to say that Nothing has the much better noise canceling because it does a much better job of blocking out people talking. Now, I think from a travel standpoint, if you're looking to block out engine noises, AC units, and cars, and anything that just kind of has like that lower rumble to it, both do a very good job. Again, I think if you're just looking more to block out people talking, I would kind of push you in the direction of the Nothing because I think the ANC is excellent, especially compared to Sony and Bose and the much more expensive companies. Now, as far as using these outdoors, the Nothing Ear comes in with an IP54 rating, where the EarFuns come in with an IPX5. So the difference between the two is the IP54 that the Nothings have gives you a little bit of dust protection, but it has less water protection than the EarFun, because the EarFun doesn't have any kind of dust protection, but it has slightly better water protection. So it's going to be better against rain and splashes and sweat and things like that. But if you're going to use these at the beach, or if you plan on using these on a job site, it is nice to have that little bit of dust protection that the Nothing Ear 2 offers. Now, as far as the difference between the two when it comes to the controls, the Nothing Ear 2 is using the squeeze gestures. That's a lot like the AirPod Pros, where the EarFun is using touch controls. But I am happy to say that both of these earbuds do give you control over everything. Now, the EarFun gives you control over everything out of the box, but the Nothing Ear 2, you do have to go in the app and actually toggle on to be able to do, I think it's volume control. But once you do that, you do have the controls over everything. Now, as far as what all they've included inside the box, the Nothing Ear 2 gives you 3 sets of silicone ear tips, where the EarFun are giving you 4. Both earbuds come with a USB-C cable for charging, but both earbuds have Qi wireless charging on the case, so you don't technically need to use the charging cable. You can just come in, drop either one of these on a wireless charger, and they will start charging. And again, that is nice to have that feature on a pair of earbuds that you can pick up for under $60. Now, as far as the battery life on both of these, there's not much of a difference here either. If you're going to just use these with the noise canceling off, you're going to get about 8 hours on the Nothing Ear 2, where you're going to get about 9 hours on the EarFun. But with the charging case on both of these, on the Nothing Ear, you're going to get about 36 hours total, where with the EarFun, you're going to get about 45. So you're getting slightly better battery life on the EarFun. And again, if you're going to use noise canceling or the LHDC codec, all the battery life is going to start to drop from there. But as far as fast charging, it's kind of hard to compare these two because this is two different methods. But the Nothing Ear 2, if you're going to plug in the wire into the charging case, on a 10-minute wired charge, you're going to get 8 hours of use. Now, I think that is very impressive, but the EarFun, and this is again a different method, on a 10-minute charge of dropping your earbuds in, you're going to get 2 hours of use. And both of these are convenient because both of these on a 10-minute charge is going to give you more than enough battery life if you're running out the door and you need a quick charge to go to the gym or if you're going to the beach. So it is nice that both of these have a fast charge option. Now, if you are going to use either one of these for phone calls, I think both pairs have excellent microphones. The Nothing Ear is using what they're calling Clear Voice 2.0, where the EarFun is using 6 microphones and they're using that CVC 8.0. So both earbuds do a really good job of picking up my voice, and both earbuds do a very good job of blocking out my surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by hearing a quick test of both of them here.
All right, guys, so here is the mic test using the EarFun Air Pro 3. I think it does a really good job of picking up my voice, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is the mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. And so here's the mic test with the Nothing Ear 2, which again, you can tell has really good microphones. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here's the mic test with the Nothing Ear 2 with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. Now the sound on both of these is where there starts to be a little bit more of a difference. The Nothing Ear is using a dual chamber, which kind of makes them sound like Soundcore's earbuds. It tends to give it a little bit more space. It allows it to have a pretty punchy bass without just smothering the mids and the treble, but the EarFun also has a very dynamic sound while still having plenty of space. Now, it doesn't have that dual chamber like the Nothing Ear has, but it still has plenty of space. It does not have the bass roll over everything, but where there is a slight difference, I do feel like the Nothing Ear is going to give you better low end. The bass just to me seems punchier, where the EarFun is giving me brighter details. I feel like I was able to hear a lot more subtle things. I do feel like vocalists sound slightly better out of the EarFun. But if I was to compare the two just based off just sound in general, I did lean towards preferring the sound out of the Nothing Ear 2 because I felt like having that space in the bass and having a slightly fuller sound, it just, in my opinion, just kind of fit my personal sound preference. But the EarFun Air Pro 3 is absolutely no slouch. It easily could be a pair that costs $100 plus because even when it comes to the soundstage and the sound imaging, even though the Nothing Ear 2 has that dual chamber, which is giving it a little bit more space, the EarFun Air Pro 3 is still right there. They both make it sound like you're in a very large room, and both of them do an excellent job of being able to tell where different sounds are coming from. So if I were to break it down into the different categories, if you're going to use the Nothing Ear for pop and hip hop, I would give these a 9. Where with the EarFun, I would give them an 8. And again, I think it's because the Nothing Ear is giving you slightly more low end, which just fits those genres better. But when it comes to rock, I actually preferred the EarFun. I would give these a 9, where with the Nothing Ear, I would give those an 8. And I think it's just mainly because the treble and the mids are slightly better on the EarFun, in my opinion. And that just brought out a lot more details, and it just gave riffs a little bit more life to them than what I felt the Nothing Ear did. Now, when it comes to easy listening, I kind of give these both an 8. They both pull out different things on their own. I do like the details that the EarFun is bringing out, but I do like that the Nothing Ear is giving it a little bit more body in the sound. Now, when it comes to media, this again is very close. The EarFun Air Pro 3, I would give an 8, where the Nothing Ear 2, I would give a 9. And this goes back to that LHDC 5.0 codec. It's cutting down lag a little bit more on the Nothing Ear 2 than it is the EarFun Air Pro 3. But again, this is pretty minimal. And my overall rating for both of these, and again, it's so close. The EarFun Air Pro 3, I would give an 8. Where the Nothing Ear 2, I would give a 9. And I think that's mainly because the Nothing Ear slightly kind of leans towards my own personal sound preference. But the EarFun Air Pro 3 being that close, but not that close when it comes to price, is why, again, I wanted to do this video. I think the value is so incredible with the EarFun, and they've kind of been known for this. Every pair that they put out, you always feel like you're getting a lot for your money. I think the competition is what makes it fun for consumers. It shows you have options. You're not just stuck having to buy one brand because it offers a feature that the less expensive brands don't offer, because this is pretty much neck and neck. I mean, the EarFun Air Pro 3 offers a lot of the same things that the Nothing Ear 2 offers, but that huge price difference kind of gives you peace of mind that if your EarFun breaks or something happens or you lose them, you can buy another pair. You're still at under the cost of what it would be to buy one pair of the Nothing Ear 2. Again, it's peace of mind. If you're going to buy, your kid something and you don't want to shell out over $100, it doesn't mean you're sacrificing anything. You're still getting an excellent pair of earbuds at under half the cost. It's why I support companies like EarFun and Soundpeats and even Soundcore. I think Soundcore is offering so much for your money in comparison to what Bose and Sony offers. So guys, that wraps up my comparison between the Nothing Ear 2 and the EarFun Air Pro 3. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.